Well, welcome to the third and final hour of the Uprising on a Friday, and today on unguWho, waWhere, where we actually zoom in to the life of an industry shaker. Well, today we have a mover and a shaker who came out of nowhere and took over. He's a young king. He is known as unguWho, but La in the rap world and in the world of music is known as Blxckie.
Wait, let me say it. Yeah.
Whenever you hear yeah, just know that Blxckie is in the area.
How you rating my yeah? Really? Yeah.
That's more like it. Oh man, he is a hip hop guru in the making. Still walking his mile, young king, and I'll tell you now for free. This guy is multi-talented. He's also a producer. We're certainly hoping that the gods of music are listening. That in some time in the near future, he has his own record label, and then goes back and throws the rope for all the other upcoming artists to climb back up to the summit where he is today. unguWho, Blxckie, my brother. Hey, we bump your music in the station, my friend. You are super talented. Can I tell you something? I have a confession, Jeps. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I really can't hear a word you're saying, but I'm like, yeah. Love everything about it. Now, why we decided to put you on the hot seat is we like to know more about you, the person, and then later you, the artist, and then you can tell us what you're working on, who you hope to work with in future, and where you're headed as an artist. But for now, we want to know unguWho. Status bag.
unguWho grew up in a place called Sydenham Heights. But I spend most of my time visiting like cousins and stuff. So that's how I have like, family, Umlazi, I have family like man, Rage, and all that stuff like that. But like my schooling was mostly based like in town, so like in assistant and stuff like that. Then I was fortunate enough to get a scholarship to Clifton.
Yeah.
Academic scholarship, and then like from then that's when I kind of learned like the whole music thing, because I was doing poetry for a while. And like when I was reciting it started sounding a lot like like just rap music, you know what I mean? So
yeah.
I looked into it more like when I got into university, because I don't know, I feel like I had a lot of free time. Honestly,
One guy, Nick. I said, how are you gonna have free time in university?
like compared to like the times that you have like in high school or something, like there's so much time between like modules and whatever. So like let me just try and find something else to do. Like I was like, I'm gonna just write music. If I have more than just 2 days, then I'll just go to the studio and see what I can do.
So there you have it, from the horse's mouth. Umlazi, we can claim him. He has family. Umlazi. So the great Blxckie is from Umlazi. And we're super excited indeed. Now, what I want to know is when wonke who is a musician was influenced by some musician at some point. And njengawe, you grew up in the times of the internet, so I suppose you were influenced by a lot of people. Yeah. So who can you single out and say, this is the one person that influences my music?
One person.
I don't want to limit you. You can go ahead and tell me who influences, but I need to know that one person you're trying to emulate.
I'm trying to emulate. So it's probably has to like with the movement and everything, probably Young Thug from Atlanta, but then I grew up on a lot of like soul music, so a lot of Lyra, a lot of Black Coffee, a lot of the vocalists in Black Coffee is like,
wow.
I really follow them and try to figure out where they're from and what they're doing besides jumping on Black Coffee's beats and stuff. Zonke, Tandy, so all that type of stuff. That's what I was listening to when I came up, and I think that's what kind of informs the stuff I'm doing right now, because it's more melodic than just like just rap.
It's not just rap.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I can tell you one thing: you have a very likable brand. I'm not sure if it's your face or your whole demeanor, but you are a very likable individual. Everyone out there that listens to your music wants to see you succeed. They want to see you do well. But now I'm interested in your come up. Was it a mistake? Was it through happenstance that you guys found yourself sitting together and you decided to play and wow, you tapped into something good, you put it out there and it just became what it is? I'm not sure if you remember the song, Jeps. Ekto Mtase.
Yeah.
I'm like, were these guys serious when they made this song? It's so funny. It's like a joke. It's like you guys were playing around.
For sure. Yeah, I think that's the vibe. Like, I mean, I'm out like from here in Durban, especially if you're out in Jersey, like, it's always that type of vibe. We're always making jokes, you know what I mean? We're always just trying to make it feel like we're still in Durban. So, like, in that studio, you know, it's a little close space and so it's like, man, it's like, yeah, let's make a cool song for us to, you know, bump whenever we feel that way. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's just one of those. Shout out to Real Spirit for all of them. You know, it's just that vibe. It is a fun song. It was meant to be something that makes people, you know, feel that type of thing.
I want to go back to Amagamako. Your name is Usihle Sithole, Ujobe Mundisi. Your stage name is Blxckie. There's another reference to darkness, somnyam, that you go by. Now, for somebody who doesn't know what you look like, take us through the reference to your stage names and your appearance.
All right, cool. So my stage name is, it comes from Blxckie Chan. Like when I was younger, when I first started getting into music, I was just Usihle. And then as time went on, I was like, I don't think that's a cool rap name. It's a cool name. So I had like a bar that was like, you know, something kicking raps like Blxckie Chan or whatever. So I was Blxckie Chan for like a long time. And then when I got into it seriously, I just dropped the Chan and then I stylized the A as an X. And then Somnyam, it just comes from just it's Zulu. Like I'm very, you know, I like speaking it, I like putting in my captions, I like, you know what I'm saying, just connecting with Abantu on that level instead of just speaking it all the time. So I think that's what pulls me closer to the fans that are here at Tigrid. So I just wanted a name that translates like from Blxckie into and that's how Somnyama came about.
Yeah. Now, in your career, being abantu abaningi struggle with getting into the mainstream or the commercial side of the industry. They spend a lot of time in the underground. I know that you did as well before ube ile commercial hits also yona manje. But is there any part of you that's nervous about how quickly your commercial success came? Because umncane, you're around 21, 22? So abantu abaningi at your age are still on the come up. You're already up there. Ubalwa no Nasty C, people who are big internationally. You going in the same direction as well. So alukho inuvalo lukushaya ukuthi hey sekusheshileke kodwa manje.
I mean, there is kodwa manje, like compared to the time that I was just, you know, studying and just practicing my arts and my skill and stuff like that. I feel like it's not that fast because like when the lockdown hit, like I was just making a lot of music and not dropping it. So just perfecting the skill. And it's like if you're doing that for so much time, like by the time people hear it, it's already, you know, at the level it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? So I didn't expect it to be so fast, but I knew that like one day since I'm doing too much and all that, it's like yeah, it's gonna happen.
If you throw enough mud on the wall, some is bound to stick.
True that.
Now, Linda khuluma ngayo nje, your commercial success. And now you have a general appeal. At first, also when you started, I suppose you just wanted to have an appeal to abantu abancane or balingana nawe, and now you've crossed over to OGs like me who bump your music. So and now we see you're doing a lot of collaborations with other artists also. And we were just chuckling the other day back announcing your music. We think now everyone in the industry, if they want to drop a hot song, they're like, Blxckie, like you're the secret ingredient. I needed some of Blxckie here and there. Do you feel like that's happening, or are you just happy working with everybody?
I mean, I'm happy working with everybody, but I see what people are saying, and you know, true, because like I'll be looking at playlists and like different hip hop playlists and stuff. I'm like, yo, my name is here so many times. You know what I mean? It doesn't even have to be my song. Like I'm just happy to be part of that person's hit or part of that person's, you know, sound that made it onto that playlist. Like, yeah.
Is there a formula that you are following for the success and the longevity of Blxckie as you know him, or is it a just vibes situation?
I mean, it's not just vibes.
Yeah.
I mean, if I tell you the full formula, like this.
No, not ukuthi uyangitshela ukuthi yazi ukuthi ngibuzela ini. It's because abanye abantu when they pop, basuke bengekho ready. So there isn't necessarily a formula that they following. Ubona ngamafamba bawashayayo ukuthi hayi this was done just nje. So I'm just checking ukuthi are we not going to wake up tomorrow and there's a big scandal about Blxckie, there's ifamba lishayi, you sign it with the wrong people and
yeah, I mean they've been trying like to get me in some scandals or stuff. But I don't know, I feel like I'm very disciplined. Like when I started off this whole thing, I was like with the whole group. It's about 12. Cloud Internet Boys. So like within that, like I learned like a whole lot of things, like different ways to connect with the people besides just posting all the time. You know what I mean? Just trying to relate to them on that personal level. Also just working with a group taught me like different things. So when I got into being myself and being an individual, like a lot of things were already, I already knew it. And yeah, it's just that's the formula. Like just trying to stay disciplined and trying to connect with the people on more than just a fans artist level.
Yeah. Trend manje for a lot of artists is to go independent, to not sign with big labels because unfortunately the big labels have a bad rep. Babambi intwana in long contracts and promise this and that, but then you're basically locked under somebody's watch for a very long time. So what's your stance on that?
I feel like if you've heard a lot of those stories, and especially like if you're an artist, a lot of other artists will tell you like I'm signed to a big label. And then like when I got into it and I started reading contracts and reading the history about like how that fell out and how this kind of happened, I was like, yeah, actually people are alright. And then that's why like right now it's just me and a manager and like a small little team that we work.
Yeah.
Like maybe if it's a big label, like I told myself it can't be like a South African big label.
But I think mhlambe what's working in your favor, why ngizokuvumela uma uthi big labels don't look very appealing right now, is because they are great for exposure, musafika, because gune budget. They're great for styling, mhlambe for a music video, because again gune budget, and breaking into mainstream. But you've done that without them. So in fact, I think Blxckie going to a bigger record label would be backtracking a bit because usufikile wena lapha abathembisa ukuthi bazokufikisa khona anyways.
Yeah, I guess so. And that's why I was saying like if it had to be a big label, it has to be like
international. Yeah.
Like, it's more that same thing that they tell the London, but like for a bigger audience. Yeah.
Alrighty then, in case you just joined us now, we are talking to Blxckie. He's a rising star. No, he's risen already. He's one of the biggest stars in hip-hop.
Recognize the kid, man.
In case you've not heard any of his music, trust me, you have. You just didn't know he was behind the music. And right now, he's got something new. This one is called David.
You can play with, keep a stone on me like David. I can tell you how my day went. I woke up and got to the cake, yes. Money talk, favorite conversation. Do a lot, I don't really say shit. I swear I ain't hopped out of spaceship. Niggas bite, try to do the same shit. I don't mind, I know niggas rise to get to the top just to get their name out there. I just make sense like if I said that I know they won't make, so it's not fair. Not a nigga you can play with, keep a stone on me like David. I can tell you how my day went. I woke up and got to the cake, yes.
David by Blxckie on Gaga CFM. We're back. This is unguWho, waWhere. We're zooming into the life of Blxckie. He's a big star in South African hip-hop. Njengamanje is much revered here in the country and beyond, and he's now reaching for the stars. So tell me about this song, David. Who's behind it? Who did you work with?
So David is song produced by some guy in Limpopo.
Yeah.
His name is his producer name is Wave Ambient. Like for a lot of the songs on the album and just in general, like I just sift through like emails and like see what I'm vibing with, because most of the time I'm not chilling with a producer, and most of the time I'm not really into sitting there for like the next hour or two trying to make a beats or whatever. So I just try to give the kids a chance, and he was one of those kids. And then David is a song that came about it was just off the vibes I was feeling when I first got to Josie, because I was with a friend, Leo, and then like it came to a point where it's like we can't both be in Josie at the same time, because it's like it's an expense for a lot of people. Also, us, we didn't have like a real plan. We're just trying to figure it out. So it came to a point where it's like we had to pick if it's him or me that stays in Josie and tries to make it work. And then he was selfless enough to go back to Durban and let me do my.
Oh wow!
Awesome. So out of all the people that you've worked with, do you care maybe to just drop a few names? Because the way I'm going with this question is, who have you not worked with, and who are you looking forward to doing something with in future?
I worked with a lot of artists, but I think now it's just for that stamp of legendary approval. Like I need to make a song with Lyra. I need to make like a Black Coffee sort of song. Also just into just out of South Africa, Burna Boy, Blxckie, that type of thing.
Yeah.
I think most of the features I'm looking at right now are just more for that, like just to solidify my name as more than just a new wave or like a young rapper.
Yeah. So are you going to stay making music that appeals to us OGs, or are you just happy where you are with the youngins?
I mean, like if I'm serious about becoming like a household name and stuff like that, I have to make music for everyone. That's the point right now.
Yeah, yazi bengithi uFelix emekubuza about the song David, bengithi you can make reference to Nasty. Because you have a relationship with him, you've worked with him, one of your big commercial hits is with him. So is there a closer relationship there than just being industry colleagues?
I mean, I'd like to think so, but like it's not what people see it as, you know what I mean? Like I don't know, going to his house, he don't come to my house, not like that. But every time we link, and, at shows or whatever, it's like it's cool vibes. Like we chill, we talk, anything. Like these days it's even crazy because we be linking up like at airports in different ways. And like
that's what we want. Now, as a young person in the industry, I'm sure kukhona abanye abantu obukela kubona who have been in the industry for way longer than you have. People whose voice and opinions you trust, whether it's about your music, whether it's about the business side of the moves that you want to make, or just life in general. Umuntu mhlambe ngambiza nge-mentor, whether they know that they're mentoring you or they're mentoring you from afar, abazi. Who would you say that person or those people are?
I think it would have to be like my immediate team. So Dr. Pepper is my DJ. He's been in the game for a while. Like he used to, work with Casper for a bit.
Okay.
And then also my manager Nandi, he's also been in the game for a long time. Been to different countries, worked with a whole lot of different artists. And yeah, like with Upepper, it's closer because like he knows everything I'm going through. Like literally, he can tell me like what's gonna happen like in a year from now if I, if I do the right thing or do the wrong thing.
Yeah.
He knows exactly how it goes.
Yeah.
Especially with superstardom and how things unfold. And as we go, like he knows all of it. And then not just for the business side, because I'm still young. I'm still trying to learn all about contracts and not trying to get myself into weird situations. She's the one that helps with that most of the time.
Now, we're going to take a little break and check in on the bottom of the hour business, the news, sports, and traffic. But when we come back, I want to know about CIP, because wonke ama-rapper ni crew. And sifuna ukwazi because next thing is come with artist, so come with CIP. Yini CIP?
So CIP is called Internet Boys. It's the gang that I started with when I started making music. Big with the kids, like before I was Blxckie, like I was Blxckie in Cloud Internet Boys, and that was like one of the best times because like through learning everything, like we were still gaining fans and like people would recognize us like in the streets and stuff like that. So yeah, like Cloud Internet Boys is a creative collective. So there's a lot of other people. There's like rappers. There's also producers in the group, and yeah, it's still running right now. Yeah, shout out to all the boys.
Shout out to CIB.
Zinjani ukuhlupha ingane? Waphela sazi, when you're 22, when you're a superstar, when you got the blings and the chains and the mouth full of grills, like obviously, oh baby,
the hands will come.
The hands,
But no, don't answer that. We'll answer that when we come back straight after this. We're still chilling with Blxckie on unguWho FM. We're having a heart-to-heart interview, unpacking the man behind the brand Blxckie. So, Umbuza was about the hands, yeah, Jeffsy?
Oh, baby, tell us about the hands.
I mean,
It is what it is.
Super. Are you taking?
I mean, I'm taking.
Okay.
At 22, get out of town, Blxckie.
Have to stay grounded. This
Nazo.
At 22.
Hey, ujobe lo.
Go out there, see the world.
So you're
Royal.
I actually know, but like I can't.
But who got there also? Ngiyathanda ukuthi uthi you've got somebody to help keep you grounded.
Yeah.
The industry is rough, so I hear. Yeah. So God, all the best, especially in that department.
Yeah, sure. But yeah, as I was saying, like, hey, look, like with Client Internet Boys when we started, like we went through like a whole lot of that, like just situations where it's like, yo, now you need to find a way to, you know, keep it grounded and keep it concise and make sure it's even none of
Izinto zakho zinitz.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, in wrapping up, we know that we're living on borrowed time. We won't have you for long. The international arena is calling you. So how long do you intend staying in the country before you become an international star?
For sure. So in November I did a whole like African tour thing. I was in here for like most of the month. I don't even think I spent like my birthday probably was on the 24th. Like, I was just working.
So you were in Nigeria, Tanzania?
No, I wasn't out. Just when I came back, like I was out for so long. That
Sure. Okay.
But yeah, I went to Nigeria, went to Kenya, Tanzania. Yeah, just trying to figure it out. And I think next year we're seeing North America, like in March, for like a very long time. Yeah.
Any lessons or anything you picked up that you like to do from your travels?
Yeah, like definitely just trying to make everything cleaner, like more, like the videos have to be more cinematic. I have to like dive into the music a lot more and just make sure that like when people hear the songs and you know and you see me and you know watch the videos, like it all makes sense. Like, I don't want there to be any doubts. You know, if people have a conversation about is Blxckie actually the greatest to come out of there? Did he drop the greatest album? Like they need to. It has to be there already, and then the conversation has to be like, is it a real thing?
Yeah. No, Blxckie, thank you so much for spending time with us. What was that, Jeffsy? I missed that.
No, in like one last one. You know how the Grammys are really a big thing. We've just celebrated Black Coffee with his Grammy nomination, and he's been all over the world. He's the biggest export we have from the country, and I'm sure Naime Boga, he's like, yeah, no, I've done it, I've made it. What's your benchmark to say? This is when I can say I've made it.
That's a good question. I think if I make, like with me, like my goals are very short term and very like, you know what I'm saying, I know that I can do this, but once I do it, then I'll feel, accomplished. If I make the song with Young Thug, or even closer, if I make the song with Lyra, I feel like I'm pretty much
next big thing.
next level, yeah.
You'll do it.
Nah, definitely. Just know also that we'll support any move that you make. We are fully behind you. We are your people. We are in your corner. We are Durbanites and we're from the KZN and we have love and we seriously want to see you do well. But also, you need to give us that assurance that the life that we live now, it no longer affords us with the luxury of learning from our own mistakes. It's now wiser to learn from other people's mistakes. What have you seen? Or what trap have you identify and say, I would never fall into that trap or get into that? Because we've seen a lot of alcohol and drug abuse, people, GPV, this, that, and the other, and people getting locked in contracts. What is the one thing for you that you can say, hey?
I think, like all of that, like as I was saying, like I'm very disciplined. Like I learned a lot about the game before I actually got into it. And I've had that are helping me, throughout this whole journey, like know already what's going on. So with me, like I try to stay out of trouble a lot. Try to stay in the studio. Try to stay at home and just, work on myself and work on the craft more than just, working and being like a public figure or something like that. I think it's more about the music, and I think that's why people appreciate it more. You know?
Blxckie. Fanakachove. Forget. Super. In case we missed out on anything, is there something that you're working on right now? Future projects that you'd like to drop, maybe?
So definitely a lot of features from other countries. So there's a song with CK that's coming out.
Yeah.
There's also a lot of other songs like from people from Tanzania, people from Kenya, stuff like that, and also on tour right now, the Before Now tour. Greatest debut albums ever dropped in the history of ever life.
Thank you.
Yes.
So yeah, this web tickets or just the link in my Instagram bio to get tickets to that. I would say so near you, sure.
Hey, Tada. Blxckie, search, find, follow, subscribe, support, download albums, do whatever you need to do. Let us support this man. He's one of our own. He's from here in the KZN by way of Sydenham. But you can Umlazi, Umlazi, but Umlazi, we can claim him. Hey, Tada.
Uprising, weekday morning 6 to 9 with Felix Lonjebs.